Chronic Stress Feedback Signals, Part 1. When the stress response is activated for an extended period of time, virtually every system in the body functions differently. This includes the immune system, the digestive system, the reproductive system, the nervous system, the endocrine system, the muscular system, and every other body system and their related organs. Each body system changes its normal functioning for the sole purpose of providing the body with immediate speed and power to survive a physical threat. And as I mentioned, the body will also send signals that there is an imbalance and that changes need to be made. We commonly call these signals stress symptoms. Here are some common signals the body uses to tell us to turn off the stress response. Headaches. A headache is usually the result of constant contraction of the muscles in the head, neck, upper back, and shoulders. Muscles in their natural state are typically not contracting. They're relaxed. They only contract when the nervous system directs them to contract. When a muscle gets the message to fight or run for prolonged periods, it remains in the contracted state much longer than necessary. Over time, this results in pain. A headache is not necessarily a bad thing. Tension headache pain is feedback that our muscles have been contracting too long. They really need to relax. A tension headache is usually a simple thing to fix. Effectively relaxing those muscles makes the pain go away. Another effect of prolonged muscle contraction is fatigue. Have you ever come home from a rough day at work or school and found yourself just worn out? Why would a day with such little physical activity make you feel so tired? When the body senses any kind of stressor, it naturally and automatically gears itself up for physical activity, running or fighting. Even though the body has remained mostly inactive because it hasn't followed through on that message, it is fatigued because the muscles have still been tensing up in preparation for activity all day. Try this. Clench your fists as hard as you can and see how long you can maintain this before your arms and hands become tired. Under this type of stress, it's easy for muscles to experience fatigue. They're exhausted. The same is true when the muscles involved in fighting and running continue contracting all day long. It's physically draining. It's no wonder we're worn out at the end of the day. Consider this. A psychologist walked around a room while teaching stress management to an audience. As she raised a glass of water, everyone expected they'd be asked the half-empty or half-full question. Instead, with a smile on her face, she inquired, "How heavy is this glass of water?" Answers called out ranged from 8 ounces to 20 ounces. She replied, "The absolute weight doesn't matter. It depends on how long you hold it. If I hold it for a minute, it's not a problem. If I hold it for an hour, I'll have an ache in my arm. If I hold it for a day, my arm will feel numb and paralyzed. In each case, the weight of the glass doesn't change, but the longer I hold it, the heavier it becomes." Stresses and worries in life are like that glass of water. Think about them for a while, and nothing happens. Think about them a bit longer, and they begin to hurt. And if you think about them all day long, you'll feel paralyzed, incapable of doing anything. The moral of the story: put the glass down. Or remember to turn off the stress response. Another symptom of chronic stress is difficulty falling asleep. Sleeping is a natural experience. It should take no more than a few minutes to fall asleep. You should also sleep comfortably through the entire night without waking up several times. However, as we lie there trying to fall asleep and our minds are absorbed on the events of earlier today or those that will happen tomorrow, our body interprets this mental activity as a signal to prepare for action, not for sleeping. It's tricky to relax or sleep and run or fight at the same time. Colds, the flu, and other illnesses. the immune system is responsible for preventing a large number of health problems, including cancers, diseases, and infections caused by menacing microbes. Since you don't need the immune system to fight the big bear, it scales down its activity. As a result, health problems that normally would have been handled with ease with a strong immune system may now gain the upper hand. The number of health problems that occur because of a compromised immune system is substantial. Some people never seem to get sick, while others get sick every time a new cold or flu is going around. Though there are several factors that affect immune function, such as diet, exercise, and sleep, among others, we can say with confidence that there's a direct relationship between stress and immune function. As stress goes up, the immune system's strength goes down. As stress goes down, the immune system functions more effectively. Have you ever noticed that some people tend to get sick more often than others, even though they spend their time in the same environments? Based on this discussion of the immune system and stress, how would a person's chronic stress levels explain differences between those who get sick quite frequently and those who do not? Upset stomach and other digestive problems. We don't need the digestive system when we're running from the big bear. The normal functions of the digestive system aren't helpful for escaping a dangerous situation. As a result, during stress, the body won't completely coordinate all the different processes necessary to break down food and absorb it into the bloodstream. Essentially, every activity in the digestion process functions in unbalanced ways when the stress response is on. This can result in a whole host of digestive problems, changes in appetite and obesity. When people feel stressed, a very interesting thing happens when it comes to their desire for food. Some people find themselves wanting to eat more food, while others find food very unappetizing. Why do both possibilities exist? Here's why we eat less. Since we don't need the digestive system to help us escape from the big bear, energy is diverted from this system to other more immediately vital systems in the body. As a result, we are less likely to want to eat. We simply aren't hungry when we're highly stressed. But why would we eat more? The opposite reaction of desiring more food also comes into play when the stress response is on. There are two reasons for this. First, our ancestors faced the real possibility that food would not be readily available during dangerous times, so when they ate, their bodies stored that energy in the form of storage fat. The same mechanism works today as it did back then. When we feel stress, our bodies are conditioned to store fat in the event of a possible famine that may, but probably won't happen in the near future. As a result, we eat more food and store it more easily as fat. There's another, perhaps more important reason why the stress response may lead to obesity. When we feel threatened and need quick energy to run or fight, we use blood glucose, also known as blood sugar, and muscle glycogen, stored sugar in the muscles, as our primary sources of quick energy. Essentially, blood glucose and muscle glycogen are the broken down forms of regular sugary foods, the carbohydrates that we eat. During the stress response, there's a natural craving for sugary foods in an effort to increase the blood sugar reserve so that we can have even more immediate energy, speed, and power. People who crave sweets and sugary foods when they're stressed are really doing what comes naturally. So it's okay to eat that high sugar food whenever you feel upset, right? Wrong. The problem with this sugar craving is that the energy we eat normally remains unused unless we participate in some type of activity. Many times, people don't exercise when they're stressed. They just sit there thinking about things. When this happens, the excess blood sugar is quickly converted and stored in the body as fat. The more energy we eat but don't expend through activity, the bigger we get. Today we have a major obesity epidemic, and stress definitely plays a key role in this problem. When you feel stress, Which do you tend to do? Eat more or eat less? Do you know anyone with ulcers, heart disease, or fibromyalgia? Learn more about how these and other diseases are connected to stress in Chronic Stress Feedback Signals Part 2.